Some supply chain mistakes don't just cost you money, they cost you momentum, launches, and your peace of mind. We worked with a DTC founder who was on the verge of launching their biggest product yet. They spent months perfecting the design, the brand, the landing page, but they made one mistake. They didn't double check their supplier's capacity during peak season. 3 weeks before launch, production was delayed, freight costs doubled as they cannot ship it via sea but instead via air, and launch was postponed. And just like that, they missed Q4 entirely, losing out on 6 figures in potential revenue. It didn't have to happen. In this video, we're going to walk you through the most expensive supply chain mistakes founders make so you don't have to learn it the hard way. At Move Supply Chain, we've supported dozens of DTC brands from 100K in revenue to over 10 million, and we've seen one truth repeats across the board. The biggest hits to growth don't come from bad ads, bad products, or bad branding. They came from invisible mistakes in your supply chain that snowball without you noticing. Let's break down the hidden supply chain mistakes that drain founders. Mistake number 1, hiring one ops generalist to handle it all. Founders often bring on one operations manager or general VA and expect them to cover everything from sourcing, inventory, freight, warehousing, vendor follow-ups, and the timelines. But supply chain isn't one job. It's 5 different roles, each with its own expertise. We worked with one founder who hired a former retail buyer to run ops. She was smart, organized, and hardworking, but had zero experience with forecasting on freight. And the result, they over-ordered based on gut feel. They paid $12,000 in surprise demurrage fees and had no plan for optimizing their 3PL relationships. When we stepped in, we built a fractional team, one demand planner, one sourcing lead, and one logistics specialist. Within 60 days, we recovered $60K in cost and got their systems running on costs. Mistake number 2, accepting supplier terms without question. Let's say a supplier tells you their MOQ is 10,000 units and you assume there's no room for negotiation and place the order. But what if you only needed 4,000 to test demand? That's what happened to a founder we helped last year. They wired $80K to a supplier overseas just to meet the MOQ. 6 months later, 30% of that stock was still sitting in the warehouse, not only tying up their cash, but paying so much extra in their warehouse. And we took over the supplier conversation. We found out that MOQ was driven by fabric roll size, and then we switched to a stock color, negotiated down to 3,500 units. We saved $32K, which the founder used to launch a new collection. They kept the same quality, same supplier, and even shortened the lead time. Mistake number 3, starting sourcing too late. Here's a story we see too often. A founder builds hype for a launch, starts pre-selling, plans a big campaign, and only then reaches out to the manufacturers. By the time something is done, production is slotted in, and QC is finished, they're already 8 weeks behind. And one brand lost $110K in ad spend because they couldn't fulfill their pre-order on time. What did we do differently? We helped them map their new product development process using PERT. We built in lead time buffers for holidays, raw material delays, and factory load. We shifted marketing to align with production realities. They didn't just recover, they scaled their next 3 launches on time and under budget. Mistake number 4, guessing inventory and pay for it later. One founder was using a gut feel to reorder based on Shopify sales and team memory. No forecasting, no planning, and when BFCM came, they stocked out of their hero product in 48 hours. And couldn't reorder, of course. They missed an estimated of $85K in revenue. Another brand did the opposite. They over-forecasted based on influencer hype that didn't convert. They ended up with $150K in unsold inventory sitting on a 3PL with rising storage fees. We ran an inventory health audit and we implemented basic forecast versus actual reports, flagged dead stock, paused reorders on 3 SKUs, and built an OTB or open to buy model to protect cash. The result is they now review inventory the same way they review their P&L. Mistake number 5, not having a plan B for freight or fulfillment. One DTC brand scaled fast, started doing 5 to 6 container loads per month from China. They relied on one freight forwarder who missed a key custom document. And that single oversight cost them $26K in demurrage and penalties, plus 3 weeks of lost sales. When we stepped in, we built in freight redundancy, negotiated better DDP rates, and split critical SKUs across multiple containers. We also set triggers for advanced planning during peak seasons. They now have full visibility, a backup plan, and they never scramble again. These are fixable, but not if you wait. So you might not be losing 50K today, but these mistakes add up fast. Over reordering, missed launches, freight surprises, poor terms, by the time you realize it's a problem, it's already a cost on you. If you're a founder scaling fast and want to stop this bleeding before it starts, click the link below and book a free strategy call with me. We will audit your current setup, identify the most urgent fixes, and show you how to grow without chaos. After you book that call, check out our video on negotiating lower MOQs without losing quality, because protecting cash starts at the supplier level, and the right negotiation can change everything.